real in the house, and you put them against each other because of the color of their skin. The light against the dark.
A motion for racial slurs, a discussion on the racial slurs that were spoken by a commissioner on January 17th.
I believe that is an acceptable motion to make. So if there is a second, then there can be a vote.
Okay. So as the chair of Antioch Police Oversight Commission, addressing a deeply concerning matter that has impacted not only our commission, but the trust of several community members that we serve, it is with great disappointment that I learned about words that were said. The behavior was not what I expected. And on behalf of this full commission, I apologize to the community. Our role as commissioners is to serve with integrity and impartiality and unwavering commitment to justice. The ordinance that governs this commission is clear. We are here to ensure accountability, transparency, and fairness in matters of policing. The responsibility requires each of us to uphold the highest ethical standard and to conduct ourselves without bias or prejudice. Any deviation from this standard not only discredits the hard work that we put in as commissioners, but also threatens the progress that we are striving to achieve. As chair, I recognize the importance of addressing situations like this with both urgency and accountability. Moving forward, I will be implementing an agreement of etiquette for all members of this commission to ensure that our conduct aligns with the mission and values outlined in our ordinance. The commission's work is far too important for it to be overshadowed by simple bad decisions. And I will not allow it to deter us from the mission at hand. Additionally, I do want to provide my fellow commissioner an opportunity to speak because you deserve that. She does not have to. Yeah, we will.
Excuse me, Commissioner.
I'm almost there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had a council member who, and we are all of us sitting up here are at will of the council. And we had a council member who publicly recommended for you to resign. That is your choice. I cannot hold you to that, right? But I do want you to take your own stance because as chair, I have to take a stance as well. I will say, I make no decisions based on anyone. I make decisions based on myself. That's a direct answer. Okay. The reason this statement was made is because as commissioners, you absolutely have your First Amendment right. However, to heal this city, we should have etiquette when we speak. All of us, it's come up at city council. You guys have talked about it and what you guys have to do, and we should follow suit as well. City council members that are in the room. Don Freitas, Commissioner Walker, Councilmember Walker, it's a thing, right? We've discussed this. It applies here too. So as community members, we have to be responsible up here just as well as when we're down there, okay? I still stand on what I said. I do think that we should form some kind of decorum, etiquette, so that we can not have issues like these come up in the future. And I'll step back and let you guys speak.
Okay, I am in agreement with Chair Lady Commissioner Porshe Taylor. You know, I don't really curse because the Lord has delivered me from that many years ago. But when I watched the special council meeting, let me tell you, words started coming out of my mouth. What happened on that night is unacceptable. And I don't care what nobody say. There is a level of respect that we have to show when we come into these meetings. That was the wrong platform to use to start using examples.
What? You weren't
No, but I saw it. I saw it.
I'm sorry, y'all community,
so-
like, we gotta stick together. It's Black History
Right.
Month. Let's do better. Look, let's do better.
Please, if we could just,
I'm going to say it again. It was the wrong
Let's do better.
platform.
Okay, but that's you.
That was the wrong
Nicole.
platform.
Okay.
That was the wrong
Excuse me,
platform.
please.
Yes.
You wouldn't do it.
If we could have a call for order.
Yeah.
Can we have order?
So let me take it back to March 18th of 2024. Our former mayor, he stood up here and said that we as commissioners have to remain neutral, regardless of how we feel on the inside about our police department, about our city council. We have to stay neutral. And I'm standing by that today. So I'm not going to say that I agree with what happened on January 10th, January 17th, January 17th, because we as commissioners, we are held to a higher standard. And as I said earlier, we must remain neutral.
That had nothing to do with neutrality. That wasn't even about y'all or
Nicole.
me or nobody else.
I don't want to ask anybody to be removed.
You can ask me to be removed.
Okay,
I'ma keep
well,
on
if you
saying
do
what
not
I'm
have
saying.
your order, then you will be.
Okay, well that's fine.
Okay.
Too. I'm gonna say
Okay,
what I want to
so
say.
so
Okay.
let me say this, that right now what I
Period.
see,
Like I said, I'm gonna say what I want to say. Y'all being ridiculous.
what I
Y'all
see
wasn't
right
there.
now is not in alignment with our purpose. It is not in alignment with our purpose. So I do know that this has had an impact on residents in the city of Antioch. And I'm not talking about what I saw, but I'm talking about not what I hear, but what I see. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. When I come to these city council meetings, I am tired of the same old rhetoric. I am tired of it. It's time for us to come together. We have to come together. We have to stop this division.
So then what are y'all doing?
So we have to stop this. As commissioners, we are held at a higher standard.
So you can't.
So,
you can't say what
and
you
it's-
want to say.
And I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of speech.
We have
but
public
there's-
comment for a reason.
Right.
Please let her speak.
I believe in freedom of speech, but there is a time and a place to use the rhetoric that was used on January 17th. That was not the platform, the appropriate platform.
That's your opinion.
And I stand by that, and I'm going to always stand by that. Thank you.
I will also say that I did watch the video, and I do believe that what you said was misconstrued, right? Because I know. However, it just was misconstrued. It shouldn't have been said.
Thank you, community, for your comments. Being in a position of, leadership in the community has always been tough. I've been in this very short time, and I don't believe that certain things that, what do they say? Words have power. And again, I do understand, as Commissioner May that evening, because I was in the room that evening, what she meant. I know that it was not taken in the context that it was meant. And I'm sorry for Chair Taylor has, I apologize on behalf of the commission that it was taken out of that context for the community that does not understand. But I will not apologize for people who need to educate themselves on history. And that is not our job to do that. Our job is to sit up here and lead. Our job is to collaborate with our police department and our city council on reshaping policies that better enhance our community. It may seem like there are those who have agendas, who have been asked to act on those agendas, may it be the blogs or the public at large that they communicate with. But our duty here is to not partake in that. Our duty is to live in the scope of our ordinance and work in the scope of our ordinance. I hate that this has to be a huge debate, but I just wanted to take some time to remind us why we are here, and that is to discuss our roles and our, while we're here and we wear these titles, it's to perform in a setting with conduct and decorum. I also have to say that it being Black History Month, it is a little ironic that we are arguing with each other. And I understand that I get a little upset too, but we have to remain calm, and we can't let them see us fight. So, with that said, I trust that this commission can come up with a standard of how we present ourselves, and I know that we can do that. And it's good and it's healthy that we are having this conversation tonight. I believe that Commissioner May has heard all she needs to hear. I believe that her decision on what she does next is up to her, and we'll support you in any way that we see fit. And I'll go by leadership as Chair Taylor's co-chair here. I want to make sure that we move forward on our work and we work within the scope of our ordinance. I think that's all I need to say. Thank you.
Commissioner Haddon?
I was not at the meeting, nor did I watch the meeting, but I work with each and every one up here. And I've never, actually we worked together at Santa Rita. I've been knowing her a long time. And there's never been a disciplinary action against her for anything of the sort. I'm not sure what the people against her, I don't even know where he is, are thinking should happen. However, we're here because we have a police department that has gone rogue and done whatever they want to do. And they've been out there doing what they want to do as long as they want to do it. And all of them have not had any consequences for what they're doing. So I am not sure what people are expecting to happen to Commissioner May regarding her speech, her freedom of speech. But I'm on board with etiquette training. I know that as an ethics investigator for something of this sort, what we normally say is provide training for everyone to reinforce what we are supposed to be doing, how we're supposed to be conducting ourselves in the public and otherwise. So I have nothing to say in terms of any kind of disciplinary action for her speaking her words and what she felt, and in the context that she said what she said.
And I did also want to say for my own self that I follow my own standards, and I don't need to listen to anyone else that doesn't look like me to make decisions. I feel that we all have a duty here to think for ourselves and come up with smart decisions, and execute smart decisions. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Haddon for stepping up to say that we do need training. We do need to stand by decorum and the work history you have with Commissioner May. You can vouch for her that she is an upstanding citizen in your history of working with her. And even though the public may not see that all the time, we do need to recognize that she does have experience in history, but also at the same time, we have to recognize that even though our elders, our people do make mistakes, we do have to have those honest conversations and let you know that this probably wasn't the best decision you made, but I understand where it came from, and I think what needs to happen here is just a conversation about moving forward and how we conduct ourselves in public spaces, not limiting your free speech, but just be mindful of how we execute and conduct ourselves. I think that's the best way to say that. And I love when the community does come out to support one another. I just think that we need to be mindful of how we conduct ourselves in executing our freedom of speech rights.
Before I give you the mic, do you want to speak? Do you want to? Okay. Before I give you the mic, I wanted to say something else in regards to something that co-chair said earlier. He mentioned the word arguing, and we are not arguing, commissioners. This is our duty, right? We are discussing an issue and figuring out how to fix it and listening to communities' choices about what we're discussing. And so we never want to use words like arguing, because that's not what we're doing. We are professionals and we're executing our duties. Okay? And then I'll pass it over to you.
Good evening. All I'm going to say is this. That evening, I was very passionate because I had community members coming to me and talking, plus I was reading and hearing the attacks against the city manager, Bessie Scott, before she even set her foot in this city, and the attacks against our city attorney, and also the attacks against the APOC commission, which no one wanted to see. Well, some people, but a lot of the people here did not want to see this happen. That's what I'm going to say about that. Second thing I'm going to say is they did not state in the blogs that when I started to speak, I opened up with a scripture that mysteriously disappeared. So finally, as a commissioner, I know the ordinance. I know I raised my hand and swore to take an oath as a commissioner. My business on this commission is outlined in this ordinance that everybody should have. That's what I'm doing. That's what I shall continue to do. And in terms of moving forward, I think that's all.
Okay. So for me, I still stand that as we move forward towards our agenda items for a future agenda, that we'll talk about etiquette training and making sure that we have some kind of decorum document. Everybody, we're good with that?